the Gwen is being hovered. We've seen Gwen Lee Sin actually be pretty popular. As, yeah, that's a lot of junglers on the top side of the map for DRX. They're like, oh, but Pyosik has been winning all the time. So maybe if we just all play his champions, we're gonna be fine. What do you reckon?
I think in early levels that the set should be fine. Renekton, self-explanatory. So if they can play around the prio, Kruxer down should also tell him where Pyosik is. Gonna go for a play on top side.
Yeah, King puts down the mist as there's the face breaker. Hoya gets himself a big old shield. Umpty's still taking some time figuring out exactly what he wants to do as they do have a ward down. And he flashes on in. This is going to be first blood going over to Fred at Bree on a great start. And it's the top side that they're focusing on.
I want to see plays, right? Like Moonfall is available. You have the Dragon's Rage as well.
Yeah, Bowling Ball going to connect here onto Pyosik because he does miss the Q. In goes Lava looking for an opportunity. Instead decides to stun the ward, which is not exactly the greatest. Now he's going to flash, but gets booted over the wall. Jet going to flash to follow him. It's a 1-for-1. It's messy, but it gets the job done. Jet now taking a bit of damage as Umpty's just running circles around him, much like the Lilia is wont to do. Not going to be able to find the watch out eat or anything like that as he just tidies up this minion wave.
On Jet there, and now I think they can get away with this. Dominus not available yet, but neither is a Needlework.
True Shot Barrage hitting 3 does a fair bit of work here as DRX are going to rotate their way around. Fred Breon relatively low right now as the eye going to be popped. It's going to be a 50-50 on this one as in goes the quickness towards the backline. The Rift Herald goes down, but now the fight is on. Hoya does so much damage as Umpty still bouncing around this one. Jet in a whole host of trouble. He's going to get taken down as Umpty flashes over the wall. Jun down to 300. Kingen also in a lot of trouble. Jun's going to flash, and there is the sleep on the Gwen. She gets her scissors out, but running with scissors is dangerous, and he's going to bear the brunt of it.
Remains a win condition. However, with Fred Breon, with how the game's looking right now, going to be able to pick that mount, or at the very least soul point up without too much of a hitch. I don't know if they can really do anything. His teleport's available, but I don't know if King lives through this.
Yeah, this is really dangerous. He does have Ignite, but I don't know whether that's going to help him as the mist goes down to avoid the chains of corruption. But point blank, it's not really going to work as Lava goes in, slices him up. Good tanking as Lava's going to have to flash to get out of the way of the turret. Jun still looking for it, but Solar Flare now on cooldown.
This is 100% better on the set.
Well, it's not looking better right now, as he's going to have to flash out of the way of King. Survives for the moment, as he misses out on that cannon as well. It's all going wrong for Hoya down here on the bottom side. Don't think it's the Gore Drinker's fault, though, as True Shot Barrage is going to almost kill him. No, goes as the Diana is probably going to be able to make it back here, as Fred Breon probably wanting to land a little bit more poke before they get this fight started. Taeyeon in a bit of trouble off towards the backside, but if he can get in a good position, might still be able to get enough work done. As you can see over this wall, it's working out. It's Chains of Corruption connect onto Kingen, but there's no engage. The mist goes down, and so Kingen won't have that for the next fight, potentially. As Umpty gets himself into the pit. True Shot Barrage does a fair bit of damage. In goes Jun now, but immediately gets brought out. It is going to be Mountain Soul, and Umpty goes Golden Delight. Gets a great knock-up, and now the AoE flies forward. DRX are just falling like flies, but Taeyeon's still alive. Jet and himself still trying to fight this one out, but they haven't been able to find any kills at all. And the Mountain Soul shield goes back up, and it's basically just saying no to DRX.
Wow.
Is this an LCK wide, or is this just Fred at Breon? I'm interested in what that stat is. As Lava is now going to get caught. They will be able to kill the Crocodile, but they will lose an inner turret for it. It's Fred at Breon's win rate with a gold lead at 25 minutes. So,
Actually insane.
yeah, not bad. 11-0. As that, I believe, includes last season as well. As, yes. I think. I don't know. As that's a flanking teleport. Let's see whether DRX can actually make this one happen. In goes Pyosik, finds a 3-man Moonfall, but do they actually have the damage? Henna goes golden with his stopwatch, flashes away, and now the 3-man Face Breaker is the follow-up. Fred at Breon, their wallet's just a little bit too heavy as Taeyeon's going to get flashed on by a Rakan and taken down. In the meantime, Kingen in trouble. Did manage to heal himself up a lot, but Umpty is just so damn strong and so lithe as well. There's the flash over from Hoya and picks it up with the haymaker. The ace comes through. 4 members of Fred at Breon are going to look to break the base.
didn't have to give attention was the bot lane. Maybe Henna and the Light are just fine on their own, and giving Hoya a little bit of resources is the way to go.
Well, Kyoshik looking to make his way in here as Delight looking to get out. Here's the engage. It's desperation on the side of DRX, but they do manage to get rid of the Varus. But it's another massive play from Hoya. This set is just so damn strong. Gets in there with the superplex, and now Taeyeon has to deal with so many angry members of Fred and Brion. He does take down the Croc as Umpty gets that flash over. Taeyeon looking for it, and he will find it here. Can he do the impossible? The answer is almost, as it's only Hoya left alive after the tirade of the Ezreal.
A little bit of happy gaming there from Fred and Brion. Not really the clean ending that you want to this game, but I don't think it's going to matter. Hoya goes through turrets very, very quickly. It's going to be June and Pioshik. I think maybe they can hold. Yeah, he needs to peace out.
Yeah, this game's not over just
Fred
yet.
And Brion, that was not necessary. You didn't have to go for that. Because this pick, or this engage rather from Pioshik is done really, really nicely. But you can still win this fight, and they basically do, right? Because they're this far ahead. Even engages this powerful don't actually mean that much. But then they dive one turret deep. That's still okay. However,
this is 4 against 1, and Taeyeon takes 3 of them down.
He went for the Frozen Heart. He doesn't die.
Oh, his back must feel so sore. Oh my goodness. Well, that was still an amazing play. Now, I mean, you flip around an Elder Drake, whoever takes this is going to win the game, right? It's likely going to be Fred and Brion, but let's see whether DRX can get something done here as Hoya. Already in amongst it, Kyoshik, he's just dead before the fight even really starts. And Henna, there is no one touching him. This game, ladies and gentlemen, is over. Jet to go down here as now Kingen gets over the back wall, and it looks like Elder Drake is going to survive for the moment, as the Nexus turret not going to be so lucky as Lava just going to give him the thumbs up and fail to get over the wall, and Kingen is going to be able to get back and attempt to save this Nexus. That was very interesting. Teleport now available.
Don't think he'll make it, Atlas.
Yeah, I don't think that one Gwen against the world is going to be enough here, as yeah, there's a bit of a crab rave to be had, and that is going to be it. Nexus falls down and Fred and Brion in order to take down Fred and Brion. As you can see, neutral objectives belonged to these guys. They were all over it, not enough control out of DRX, and it's once again the same thing that we saw out of DRX last time around, right? Not quite able to get ahead of the play, lacking that confidence that can definitely happen if you're 1-10 here in the LCK. It feels like a lot of it is.
And I quite like the pickup of the Nico here, but I don't think it really dissuades you from going Rakan.
Yeah.
It is really nice into the Varus. Varus is not going to have a fun game, but
here we go. Onto the Rift for game number 2, DRX. Again. Well, Jet's rotating down. That's Junk flashing on in as the Fate's Call does get them out of there. The Equalizer. Not to do so much just yet as Umpty gets to the relative safety of the turret. Q connects there by Jet, but he doesn't want to do it. And DRX flubbing that one just a little bit. However, they don't lose anyone for it.
I think one of the teleports comes through. There's no way if you'd actually go for it.
Hoya! Yeah, big old crush there as Hoya is going to get King and does have the spell shield, keep himself somewhat alive, avoids the house there, and now the wallop comes in. There's the paranoia that gets the return flash out of the Gnar, as Hoya does slightly overextend for that.
But defensively, yeah, a whole nother game to play.
Certainly is. And Shelly is going to pop down here on the bottom side. That's a grand entrance onto Taeyeon, who is going to throw out that cleanse that we were talking about earlier. They do grab the plates, though, as Jet's going to rotate down. Minute and a half on the Drake, so they're not exactly fighting for that one just yet.
Right, so you need to be ready for that.
Well, there's the kick flash as Lava's trying to escape, but he's not going to be able to. First blood goes over to Jet.
They've basically been setting the pace ever since level 1. Lava has the flash available, doesn't see the play coming, and then gets blown up. Very nicely done there by Jet, one who sets that entire play in motion. Pioshik just has to help him out a little bit, you know, barbecue it up, and as the first Mythic Spikes, all available for DRX, as Umti.
Yeah, Kingen in some trouble now as he's held onto it, but the spell shield, I don't know when it was supposed to come in there, as Jet teleported in as well. That is absolutely not what you want, as Fred and Brian are going to be able to get 2 Swift kills. Now Delight looking for another, as maybe it's just all falling apart for DRX. The flash over from Lava, now the Rise is getting fed. It's a double kill, in fact. As Jun, thankfully, that was the shape splitter, as 3 dead.
To the gold lead, but a much rougher blow to just DRX, because this is where the sinking feeling gets you, where you're like, oh, not again.
Yeah.
As King, and the teleport should never be invested. No way did you ever get out of there, especially with teleport parity available.
I was waiting for the spell shield that whole time, and I just couldn't find it as the equalizer was not able to help. And this is doubling down on a losing play, right? Like, if you see your Nocturne dying,
so that's scary to play into, and it's doable. But as you pointed out, these are humans playing. They're humans who are currently 1-11 players who try so hard, only to see it fail every time, and then play like this. Even though you still have a gold lead, look at the scoreboard. You see 1 and 3.
That is Kingen taking a few turret shots there, or at least one, as he makes it out. As there's an equalizer thrown down. Moonfall onto 3 though from Umti, who immediately goes gold. Big Hot Blossom though from Jun as they turn it around. The Diana just explodes. The turret goes down as well, and DRX have found the team fight. I love it.
And a very necessary maintaining of the momentum. Oh.
Yeah, it's a big old flash there as we're looking to try and get Lava out to safety. He goes golden, but he's still dead. Kingen expertly tanks up the turret. However, it is a thing that is happening. Hoya, not a lot of Nahbar right now. Decent time to fight for DRX if they can start it up, and they've got so many ways to do so. As well as it is going to be the River Ram that we've expected so many times. In goes the Paranoia, and now DRX have started off the fight. The Pop Blossom does absolutely nothing though, as Jet gets a kick into the backline. Delight immediately with the quickness though, as Henna is in trouble. Delight gets in there with a great knock-up, and it looks like DRX in the end are going to be able to just pile in and take down Fred Brion. 4,000 gold, the Infernal Soul, and DRX will win this game. In my opinion. I mean, they're not going to do it right now, but I have a feeling that was it. I'm not sure. That's a Realm Warp, but looking for a bit of a flank here. Everyone flashing onto Pyoshik. He's going to go golden. He has no equalizer, and he's got 2 stopwatches. He's going to break his second one just to buy a couple of seconds on the map.
That's the key thing.
It's only the mid inhibitor, as we're going to have a look at this one more time.
좀 보여서 써볼게. 좀 멀리 쓰긴 했다.
Oh yeah, missed the trip.
여기로 보자. 얘부터. 봐줘야 될 수도 있다 이러면.
Crazy call. I don't think that was worth it. It looked very cool.
Yeah.
Something.
And look, getting a pick, always good, meant that Fred and Brion were able to get to this position. But the flanking position is just fantastic here from King, and not actually going to pull the trigger too early is the equalizer. Not really capitalized on at all. As DRX still doing damage to this one. It's not a real 50-50. In goes the Moonfall into the backline immediately. The Rumble and the Nico are dead. Now Jet fishing for that kick, but they're not quite able to get the kills that they're looking for. Taeyoon though, he's got a lot of damage. And remember, this is Infernal Soul. It's massive value, but Henna is still alive now. Kingen looking for that backline as Hoya going to get tidied up in the end, and DRX, thank goodness the wallets were heavy, because that was way too close.
I thought that it was going to be the nightmare scenario, but it's not. The dream is still alive. The DRX are going to be able to push through the win here. But my god, if Taeyoon doesn't smurf that fight there at the very end, Atlas.
Yeah. Woo! Man, or if the Infernal Drake didn't exist, then maybe it would have been different as well, as that was way too close. But DRX will bring us to a game number 3 to keep their 2-0.
As lead?
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more out of Taeyoon there, but wasn't actually able to find too many fights.
Yeah,
and you don't really do, poke damage. No. Although he was landing a few pierces.
Yeah, I think.
Of the map.
It's more in line with what is powerful at the moment. And if Fred Brian can snowball the early game, get early presence, and then get onto your head, it will snowball expertly. Between the Leona and the Ashe, you have an immense amount of hard engage. Your follow-up is incredible from Fred Brian. But this is a similar situation to what we saw in the first game, I think, where if you do fall behind against, just gotta beat them early. This comp will definitely allow you to do that. Henna going for Ghost Teleport is something that I love. It's a development that we've seen recently where in the jungle,
yeah, mostly jungle,
you go for the Ghost. But Gwen's sticking power and escapability with the E is so high that you can actually get away with taking Ghost as lava.
Yeah, that is a great chain that's going to connect as Pioshik's going to get his face broken. Takes a fair bit of damage from the turret, but that's okay. First blood goes over to the Lee Sin, and this is what we wanted out of DRX. Early aggression continuing, and it has.
Like over the years.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cheesy. I love it.
Yeah, they are going to get in there. That's a lot of damage onto Jun, who immediately flashes, but it's not going to be enough. Taeyun gets under the relative safety of his turret. It's a big play from Fred Brian, and they even up the kill count.
Might lose, will lose rather, the...
As Light moves forward, Taeyun immediately cleanses to try and get himself out of the way as they are focused on the Kalista, but now able to get some free hits in as the Rend, I believe, is still there. Fate's Call comes on down as Taeyun's going to have to flash to get out of the way of the Zenith play, but it's a great dredge line, and Henna will be destroyed. Taeyun looking for more as Hoya trying to dash away, not going to be able to as Jet collects that kill as well. And DRX are finding everything all over the map.
Everything going well for DRX. They're a crucial level 6 hit in the middle of that skirmish, means that Taeyun gets the Fate's Call available. And then on the top side, Hoya gets caught even...
Yeah, I don't know how thematically accurate that is, but we're going to have a look at this one more time.
And initially it starts off nicely. June does a great job of staying alive and staying in front, and then at level 6, that's when you know it's just immediately over. Really nice flash as well, then the hook. Just a textbook play. If you don't hit the level up, probably both players just walk away and everyone stays alive. Hoya, just not ready. I say as apparently he opts into... Oh, that's...
Yeah, gets booted away, and then the sandwich comes in, and that's a kill going over to the LeBlanc, which is real bad news. 1-0-1 now from that mid laner. Still a slight CS advantage for Lava, which is kind of impressive.
Yeah.
But the LeBlanc moving towards a mid game, feeling real good, is not going to make our Fred Brian fans very happy. Okay, this could be an opportunity as in goes the arrow. Solar Flare connects onto Taeyun, who's just not allowed to play League of Legends for a very large amount of time. Moonfall comes in. Cool guys don't look at explosions, and Jun is going to follow suit. Pioshik was thinking about instead just trying to get the Constellation blue buff, but that's not going to happen either. And now the coveted dragon should go over to Fred Brian.
Fred Brian staple as godlike engaged there by the light.
Really beautiful.
Lava?
Yeah, he's could be dead, but this is what happens when you have the Haymaker, so that's good news, as he's just walking around. Some really weird stuff happens, and then Pioshik does manage to get the kill.
Ooh, we'll get spotted there.
That's a max range hook. It's going to connect onto the Ashes immediately. Pioshik just says goodbye, but they do have the follow-up. Pioshik's going to be traded as there's the Fate's Call. Delight has a lot of sticks in him, but I think they're going to be okay as the Face Breaker is real good. Delight goes golden as well, but it's the Rend that's held on to. That's the two-man Naras. In goes King and finds the God Engage. Pioshik continuing to be aggressive as well as Umpty fishes, looks for even more. Taeyun's going to be able to kite this one out though, and DRX will in the end win out on the fight.
Wits end build again. I think into specifically the LeBlanc, I wouldn't mind it. The survivability is nice. Does overload you a little bit of magic damage as charge comes through.
Yeah, in goes the Moonfall towards the backline. It's a lot of damage as Fred Brian just pile into the backline. Pioshik now trying to get something done, but there's needlework going all the way across. DRX and Jet going to get slowed down by the volley. Fred Brian just grabbed 2 swift kills. And we'll down. Pioshik now forced out, but there is still vision. Umpty is going to dash on in. There's another Moonfall as he's still looking for more. Jun taking a fair bit of damage as Lava's booking it towards DRX, but the Fate's Call now as Taeyun's trying to take some control. Gets taken down to about half pretty quickly as Jun flashes away. Hoya with some needlework over the top of DRX right here, and the arrow is absorbed. That's a great Captain Jack out of Taeyun. But Fred Brian not going to be punished as Pioshik comes back around once again to stand on this ward and challenge for the red buff. He's going to do so successfully. Has teleport available as Umpty is going to be able to find Taeyoon here, and he's pulled the trigger once again. Flashes forward from almost everyone as Taeyoon needs more cleanses than this. As Pyoshik's going to get the kick onto Umpty, but he immediately goes golden. As now Predaprion getting into the backline, Lava with a massive face breaker is going to be able to take down the LeBlanc as Pyoshik is now desperate to get out of this, but he's not going to be able to, and it looks like Predaprion might be able to transfer to a pretty comfy Baron.
How's Umpty alive? He lives somehow.
He is the Lord of Engage this game. On-demand vision comes out from Henna as Jet over to the side. Going to do a bit of damage to Umpty, but Umpty shrugs it off. This stage of the game, Hoya gets towards the back of this pit as Arrow is going to connect onto Kingin. It's not going to be the Cloud Soul, but can they actually win out on the fight? Umpty doesn't exactly find the value he's looking for with his Moonfall, as Jun's going to be dead first. But can they get the rest of the fight? Hoya gets rendered. Taeyoon now trying to run away. He's going the wrong direction. It looks like Predaprion do not want to chase. They're a bit split as Delight over the wall here does have a blast cone that he can head towards. So they do manage to deny the Cloud Soul. They only lose Jun for it.
Big win. you give up Jun, but you get Drake, and you don't die or lose the game. So it's a big win. Umpty without Flash clearly has a little bit less threat on the backline. Very nicely hided. As we can see, only it's Pyoshik who can safeguard out immediately, so no value there. Because the Baron buff is still available and the team fighting comp is very beat.
Yep. Oftentimes, not sure about Cloud Soul necessarily, but DRX not going to go for any sort of trade, and Predaprion should be able to burst this one down. They do so, and now they're looking for a potential fight. Delight not entirely sure where that Zenith Blade is going, but it's a good hook to come out from Jun. Double knock-up, as now Lava looking for his opportunity. Gets Kingin immediately out of the fight as he still has the phase breaker. Another great hook from Jun, but he might still die for it as Henna takes down Taeyoon, and unfortunately it just seems like DRX don't have the damage to get anything done. Jet still has an opportunity, some lower health bars here as Henna with his wit's end actually pretty capable as Pyoshik gets piled in on, gets the flash out, the safeguard's there, but he still gets chased down. Jet's still alive, Kingin still alive, but so is everyone on Predaprion. And this is either Baron or breaking open the base if Predaprion want to.
Does his very best.
Well, they're going to try and dive onto Lava here. He's very tanky with his Deadman's Blade. He just decides he wants to turn this one around. Haymaker's still available, as now just happy to tank up as much damage as you want. Taeyoon's now in trouble again, and he's going to get obliterated, and Predaprion may just win the game off the back of this play.
They can't get anyone, and it is Predaprion that is gonna win it in the end here. A valiant effort from DRX, who keep looking better every single day, but as Umpty flashes the Jin-Air Three Wings logo, clearly Predaprion's superior team here today.
Yeah, they're just looking much better. I think the Nocturne ban was a stroke of genius for Predaprion here in game number 3. They grabbed themselves all of the dragons that they wanted, and they'll kill just the right amount of Nexuses. At which point, Predaprion just decided to win.
He's a jungler.
Yeah, he did a lot of damage, didn't he? It's, that's 100 damage behind the LeBlanc, who got first blood against a set that was really struggling.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Season with the interview translation, and we're here joined by Hoya Umpty for the POG interview. Congratulations, Umpty Hoya, once again having a back-to-back POG interview here in the LCK Summer Split. That's a while. How are you feeling, guys? You got your revenge on DRX. Yeah, I'm just happy that we got our revenge, but also I think I was able to overcome some of the issues that I had in my performance. So I think this victory will be a huge confidence boost. What kind of issues were you struggling with? As everyone knows, but no one really talks about it. There are a lot of games where I get the lead until 15-minute mark, but after that point, I get picked, I get caught out, I mess up with the team fights. So I did my best in order to, get rid of those issues. So I'm so proud of myself that I was able to overcome those issues, but at the same time, I won't, get overconfident. And Hoya, you mentioned earlier that you really want to take down Jet, your former teammate. How are you feeling about that? I think I didn't perform in game 2 and 3, but still a win is a win, so I'm happy. Preparing for the DRX series was a very significant task. So what was the focal point? DRX, even though they don't have many wins, and also their loss up against Leaf Sandbox, I'm pretty sure they were very angry at the same time. You know, they would have prepared a lot for today's series. So I just wanted to showcase that we can counter their plan and actions. In game 1, Umti, you played Lilia. You are one of the most well-known Lilia player in the LCK, so tell us about that pick. First off, our teammates, our team as a whole trust my Lilia a lot. You know, my Lilia equals win, probably. So yeah, I'm pretty confident about this pick, and we always, you know, usually get good results. So yeah, that actually add more kind of confidence about playing Lilia. Oh yeah, and it was a competition between you and Umti for the game number 1 POG. Umti, you know, told us about his reflection of his recent performance, but you as well, I think you have been stepping up a lot here in the summer split. What do you think about that? I haven't really realized it personally, so I think I have to keep grinding. What about you, Umti? What do you think about Hoya's current form? I definitely think that he's been, you know, evolving. And that happened in the spring split as well. He cannot really tell whether he is improving, but we, actually as a teammate, you're trying to tell him that you are doing better and better. I think today's series was all about the bottom lane priority, because especially for the Freon, you guys always tend to play around the bot side of the map. However, game number 2, Kalista Nico was super effective to shut you guys down. So what kind of adaptation did you guys make for game 3? Not much like an adaptation. I don't think the pick was the problem. It was us performing bad. So that was the feedback after game 2. And also game 3, we wanted to show that we can play something else than Varus. We still have more to show. Today, DRX played Lee Sin for 3 games in a row, which means you guys led through this champion for all games. Do you guys also think that Lee Sin is a trap card in this current meta? Lee Sin is a flex pick for 3 roles. So this is a decent pick, but if one of the 3 players actually don't have enough proficiency, it is indeed a trap card. In game 3, it was a comeback victory in favor of Freddy Brion. You guys were actually a bit behind early on, but once again, you guys are getting the dragon stacks. So when was the point that you had confidence that the game is in your hand? When you got the Baron, you know, after we got the kill on maybe Kalista, and we connected into Baron, so we were sure that we got the momentum back. Even though we might be behind in gold, I think we now had the control of the momentum and the flow of the game. And Delight, after that Baron, you know, he was cheering the teammates up. You know, you guys are doing great, but let's keep pushing forward. Well, a lot of people thought you, Umti, are the general on the side of Freddy Brion, but Delight has been vocal as well. I mean, you know, the general Umti thing came from the Challenges Korea, but I don't think I am living up to that title right now. But Delight is the one who is compensating my mistakes and my kind of mistakes. So I think, yeah, I really want to say thank you to Delight for always being with me and, you know, making things work. Oh yeah, you look a little bit puzzled after hearing Umti's answer. Do you have any other opinion? Our general is definitely Delight, the youngest player. Then I'll be his assistant. Okay, you can take it away, Delight. some kind of a reverse hierarchy happening here in the Fred Brion. But in the previous series, you said in the POG interview, you don't want to be a giant slayer, you just want to slay every team in the LCK, and I think you guys are slowly getting there. From now on, we still have a fair bit of matches to play. We have never made a three-match winning streak, so I hope we can make it this time around. Speaking of the winning streak, you guys will be facing up against Nongshim Radforce, another team with a hot streak. We got a victory over Nongshim in the first round robin, so we will prepare hard in order to repeat that victory and get 3 wins in a row. Nongshim players, especially Dokdam, I heard that he's been so hungry for the victory over our series, so we will, prepare hard in order to pick up a win in that series as well. And this will be the end of the interview with Hoya, Fred Brion, and I'm gonna pass it back to our casters. Thank you.